make it smaller, otherwise I can see the bottom. Good. Can I see the bottom on this one?
What sort of frame rate should we have on that? For Kazan?
All right, let me erase my. So I assume that everybody has the two handouts as per all the notes and all your friends, and all you guys survived. You guys didn't give up because I wasn't here. It's good. So, alrighty. So clear. I'm just gonna create another folder so I can work inside. So I'm gonna be mkdir class today cd. All right, just so I can work somewhere else. All right, just so you guys see what we're doing. So, as I think Terry commented, like how this class is gonna go, but the idea is for the analysis that we're gonna do. It is that like actually, I think you point out like last time, that like imagine that we can have a signal, and then we're gonna try to model the signal, right? If we can model the signal, the only thing that's left for us is try to simulate, but simulation is actually a lot more complicated than just modeling, right? Modeling is like somebody already did all the tests and they know that this followed this pattern. You know, it's easier to compare than to actually. So either somebody already did the tests and they know that the pattern that this is gonna follow is like this, or I have to try different patterns and compare, or I'll be able to say, you know, nobody have done this, but like if you multiply by something and you divide by something, and then you make it like an exponential. So if I put this information going through this filter, now I get something that's easy to model. I know it's not going to be like that, but like you know, you go from something that's impossible, you run it through a filter, and then you get to something understandable, right? So to do this, we're going to use C, right? Why C? Because C is actually low level enough that you can make that you can do things fast. As soon as you go low level, and you have to use like as soon as you go high level, and you have to do run libraries to do things for you, like heavy libraries, then it's actually very complicated to actually, like, it takes a long time to do things. So that's why we're gonna use C and not I don't know, any other language like a C# or Java or whatever, right? So that's kind of the main idea. So we don't require anybody to know, even though like in this class there's many people that is a computer science or have done this before. So we start from the basics, so because we don't require it to know this. So we're gonna start by just like writing like a hello world C program. So C is actually a compiling language. So you're gonna write a C program. Let's gonna say we're gonna do, the first one is gonna be hello.c, right? So we're gonna write this program, hello.c, and the program is not different than a text. It's gonna be like a bunch of words there, and then we're gonna use a compiler to make this into a language that the computer understands, right? So this is gonna be the binary for it. So like the binary is just a bunch of zeros and ones that the CPU can understand as the code, right? The thing is, and we're gonna see it several times, so this is a text file, right? So this is a text file. We're gonna go and we're gonna write and we're gonna compile. We're gonna get the binary. We're gonna run, and I'm gonna try to do the same that we done like last class. Change things and see if it runs. Make it break, fix it, break, fix it, break, fix it until we kind of like really have a good grip of like how things work. So if we change and we save the file, and then we run the binary, and we did not compile again to have a new binary, it's gonna be the same one, right? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Because this is gonna happen, and then it's gonna say, Rodrigo, you're stupid. You didn't compile. I say, yeah, again, yeah, I should compile. All right. So I'm gonna start like this thing. One thing. If you don't use VI in LaTeX, Terry's not gonna pass you. I know that's difficult to understand, but like that's as simple as I can put it out to you. So like don't try to fight it. It's like my kids that they want to go out of like grow out of the training wheels. You have to go past it. It's difficult. It doesn't matter. You're not gonna pass. That's simple. So like okay, so I'm gonna write my hello.c. So one more thing. What's the difference between I create a file called hello and I create a file called hello.c?
One of them is specifically a C file.
And then what's gonna happen?
Not sure.
So can I call it like a hello.avi?
Linux doesn't care about the extension, right? It's just it's only Windows that cares about the extension. If you do a .c, often text editors will highlight specific things for the C language to make it easier.
That's exactly it. So like if I call it hello, let's try. I'm just gonna call it hello. And then I'm gonna, so you guys have the handout 3 and 4. I'm gonna type quick the handout number 3, that first like a box that you have there. So oops. I'm gonna include and then stdio.age and then int main. We're gonna explain everything that we have here. Int argc. If you guys didn't type this yet, please do right now. And there is a chance that you're gonna be faster than me. If you are not, you should practice some more, because I'm pretty slow. And I know that some of you took CSC 106. That Python like actually really cares about the tabbing. This is not a language that we care that the compiler cares about the tabbing, but you should organize your code. All right. I'm gonna save. So that's my code. All right. See? It's all green. It's all green, right? I'm gonna exit. I'm gonna change its name. I'm gonna move hello to hello.c. I'm gonna open again. Can you see the colors? So it's exactly what our friend said. If you add the extension, there's no difference. But if you add the extension and you have the right extension, he's gonna try to help you with the coloring. So, in other words, imagine I come down here and then I actually missed this closing quotes here. Can you see that everything else becomes purple past that? So it's clear for us that there's something wrong because I was expecting this to be green and this to be white. Oh, I don't know yet because I'm not expecting anything. I've never done this. But like soon enough, you're gonna be doing this every day to the point that like you're gonna know what colors things are gonna be. As soon as you type something that should be in a different color because the system understands as being something recognizable in C, then it's gonna change the color, right? So it's kind of gonna. Where are you? It's kind of gonna help you in a sense, not as an IDE. The IDE, as soon as I open my curly brace here, what does the IDE do? He closes the curly brace for you. He already adds it there, and then he actually when you hit like enter, he already actually tabs the next one for you. So like that's what an IDE would do for you. This one helps you, but not as much as an IDE, and it's fine. But like, it's good that it helps you. See. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save. I'm gonna come on this side, and I'm gonna run. Right? How do I run it? I have a file called hello C. I have to use the compiler. So the compiler that we're going to use is called GCC. So we're going to do GCC and then the name of the file, hello.c. If I hit enter, no error, that's a start. If there's an error, he's going to write down exactly what's wrong. He's going to have an arrow and say, based on this, that should be like this. You know, like it's actually very, and it's interesting. There's an error that says you shouldn't be doing this. It's dangerous. Like I can show you. You shouldn't use this. It's dangerous. But all right. So something happened. So I'm gonna do ls. And then now you see that in my directory, I only had hello.c, and now I have the a.out. So if you don't specify here for the GCC, so GCC file.c, if you don't specify anything, it's going to spit out an a.out. That's an executable. So like if you look here carefully, this green is different than this green. So like this already an executable. It's an executable file, and that one is not. So, but like I don't want everything to be called a.out. So I'm gonna remove the a.out. So it's not there anymore. So now I'm gonna do the same GCC. I can just go up, 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 up. All right. And then I'm gonna do -o, and I'm gonna do hello. So I want my output to be called, in this case, hello or file or whatever is the file name is. No error again, so that's good. But now if you look there, instead of have the a.out, I have something that's called hello. All right. So what happens if I VI the hello? Not hello.c. Or if I cat,
You get a mess.
you get a mess. because that's a binary. Like there are some headings. See, there are some headers, but in general it's a mess. Like it's not readable. Like this one is not readable like that one. Right? Good. All right, but now let's. So if I do dot hello, then we're gonna execute it. You guys already know from 210 that if you do dot, that means here, and then the name of the file, that means run this file that's here, that's in this location. What happened if I try to type just hello? I want to execute hello. I type hello. What happens?
Invalid command.
Command not found.
But can be installed.
Yeah, most likely there's a.
Someone just says hello.
Yeah, I don't know what it does, but like there's somebody that already created like a program and put it on the repository that's called hello.
Huh.
But the idea is, unless it's in your bin or in your S bin, it doesn't know what it is to run. Unless you say it's here. So dot actually hello. So that's what we're gonna use to run. Right? And let's run it again. And we get what we said, like what we wanted was to print hello world and skip the line, right? So there are some characters that the computer already understands as being something. What would I do if I really wanted to say, if I wanted this not to be a carriage return or a line skip, and I wanted to print this, so I wanted to spit out hello world. I don't know why I would do that, but if I want this to appear in the next line, what would I do?
Double slash n.
Double slash. So when you put a second one, right? And then here, what am I gonna have to do? Recompile. So you have to do G's. Why are you doing this? I don't want to type everything. So see that now, instead of skipping a line, it just prints the. So that's this. So if you look on your second page, you have a table there with some things like a beep, backspace, forum feed, new line, carriage return, horizontal tab, vertical tab, backslash. Backslash being like a, when I put two backslashes, I escape the meaning of the next backslash. Single quotation mark, double quotation mark, and question mark, right? That's like how you do it. So all right. And when I read this, I was like, I wonder if the beep works, and I imagine that was the first thing that you guys tried to type. You guys tried to add the backslash A there. Did you? I tried it and it doesn't beep. I think like I thought the buzzer that used it to beep in the computers in the past, they're not in the motherboard anymore. I might be wrong, but like I've heard that before.
Yeah,
Maybe.
No beep. No beep.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna save this again. I'm gonna come here. All right, so hello world there. It's back. It's fixed. All right. So on the if you keep reading, it say like a. So it's not that the computer knows anything. So like the information that I have in this code, I'm telling what it means. So like for example, even the easiest thing here that is this command printf, the computer doesn't know what it is. I'm actually telling the computer what it is. So like if I come here and I'm gonna, let's see, go all the way there. I'm gonna delete this line. So I deleted the library that was including up here. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna do escape, write. I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna compile it up again. Oops, I broke it. It's saying, what? I don't know what printf means. But see how helpful this guy is. He says, note, include stdio.age, and it's gonna work. See? He's pretty much telling everything that you have to do. So even though like this is not an IDE, he's gonna try to give you a hand. One problem. One major problem. All your tests are pen and paper. So you should be comfortable in me coming next class and saying, get a piece of paper, write down a C code to say, my name is this. And 5 minutes. Because like either you know or you don't know, like it's like not a big deal. So like it's just like the time for it to write. So like be ready for that to happen. Because like I have to know that you don't know, so I can come and tell you that you don't know and you're not gonna pass. If I allow you to fail and I don't tell you how bad you're doing, it's actually my fault. I have to come and tell you, you know, you're not gonna pass. You're not gonna pass, and it's like you're not gonna pass. So like you're sleeping in class, you're not gonna pass. I have to keep you telling you, and then when you don't pass, I can sleep like with my blankie. All right, so I'm gonna go and undo here. So I'm gonna go back and write down my include stdio there. See? So I'm gonna tell you something. You know, I'm not a professional with VI, but like the 1 or 2 moves that you learn is gonna help you based on, you know, delete one line, copy a line. So like I would encourage you to use even if you know very little, because other than using the shortcuts, it becomes a notepad. Like you can navigate the way that you want. You know, it's like don't try to find it. Just like try to keep adding one thing at a time. Oh, how do I delete a whole line? Then you do DD. Oh, but now it deleted, but it actually copied. So I can paste. I can put it somewhere else. I can undo. You know, I can do many things. So.
How do you undo it? How do
You.
Okay.
And it kind of like is usually straightforward, like and the other thing that I'm gonna try to use is like if you do like a exclamation point and you So I start at GC here. Can you see? It's gonna go through my history and see what was the last command that I used that started with the GC, and it's gonna actually run it for me. So kind of like I don't have to be typing things all the time, you know. Some things are all right. So we fixed again. Hello world is there, right? So one thing that I think that's interesting for you guys to learn, I wouldn't go very fast and say, you know, I'm gonna try to write this thing to take over the world. I would say, with this one library, what's all that's in there that's interesting, you know? And then you're gonna, okay, oh, I could use this other thing here. I could use this other thing here. And then you try to see, and then you try to find, you know, like a, because you have to be interested so you can actually practice and then you learn, right? So one thing that might happen to you as, so if you go into embedded systems, and it doesn't matter if you're a computer scientist or a mechanical engineer or electrical engineer, like you all could actually go into embedded systems. When you include a library, so see this include stdio. Here is one line, but what is stdio? Does anybody know?
It has like a bunch of definitions for all the functions. So it's basically like if you define a function you can call back later, except someone did it for you already.
Yeah, so like but is there only printf in there?
No, there's a lot.
So there's a ton of stuff. Even like you guys are gonna be using the Arduino for ENR304 or for any other thing, or are you gonna be using like a ESP32 or whatever you're gonna use? And you say, I need this to be faster. Then you're gonna have to be able to go inside of the library and just steal what they're gonna use, you know? So for example, here actually Terry even pointed out, he says, let's see, where's the location of the library? It's page 1, GCC. Hello. Yeah, I thought I took notes. Let's see. So the location of the library is user include and then stdio. So like so I can cat user include stdio.h. So all this, from all this, so all this is actually information that's going to be converted to binary, and a lot of the stuff you're not going to use, right? So I guess everybody that's here already passed ENR to 10. And it's like, how do I get the line that's how do I get the line that has the printf defined? That's more complicated because it's from last semester. Does anybody remember how to throw this into a pipe and then use this other command to steal what I want from there? So I cat it, right? I could pipe into grep. Do you guys remember this? Because you should, because like you're gonna use this again. And then what I want printf. So even all this is not even that. So like there's pretty much like only one line from all this that's actually necessary Because see, the first one is printf, the second one is sprintf, the other one. So maybe that first one. So like I need actually a space printf. So like see? Let me. This line is the only line that I need from the whole library. The whole library, this is the only line that I need. And as we do it all the time, Control-Shift-C, Control-Shift-V. Oh, I have to delete that line. DD. Escape. Right. Compile. No error. See, I replaced the whole library with just that line that's defining what printf is. And then I compile it again with no errors. It didn't say I don't know what printf is. And if I run it, you get hello world. Raise your hand if this didn't make any sense. Like, yeah, don't lie to me. It's like my kids. It's like, who ate the chocolate? Don't lie to me. You know, like that. Raise your hand like that. If you don't tell me, I won't be able to help you. So the idea is to use any commands like printf, like int, main, all these things, return, any of these things, even these things. There's only a set of commands or arguments or whatever you can call it that the computer knows. Everything else you have to tell him. Either somebody already wrote it and you can use it. So like for example, from all this, the only thing that I had to tell him what it was printf. So everything else already came on the memory. He already knows what's int. He already knows what's main. Actually, main is the name of the thing, but like he already knows what's int. He already knows what's argc. He already knows what's argv. He already knows what's return. But as soon as I go a little further, like printf, which is actually very basic, I have to tell him, oh, by the way, printf, let's try to make up something quick. I'm trying to send something externally. I don't know. This is pretty good. You know? And it's like a characters. I'm trying to spit out characters. Let's say. And it doesn't have a length, so I just have a pointer. Usually like a star is the beginning of the pointer. So like the idea is this line is telling, oh, this is what I want to do, you know? So we don't need the whole library. Why do they say that like if you go into embedded systems, you'd like to do that? Because if you buy a more expensive chip for your car that you're gonna race in a ENR304 with more memory, it's fine, it's only one. You wanna decide, like you wanna start producing your same car and sell like to all the kids in the world, you want the chip to be very cheap. So to be cheaper, it has to be to have like a less memory. To have less memory, all these extra things that you're showing there in the library, you don't want that anymore. If you talk to a guy that like work in the industry, he's called like, oh, that's a lot of real estate. It's like for him, it's a piece of land, you know. It's like, you know, we have to actually get like a. Well, that's what it is. So, do you understand? It's like I have to use this so the computer understands what printf is. Everything else, he kind of already knew what it was. Okay.
So, in the main, like in the parentheses after main, you have like a lot of stuff there.
This one?
Yes.
Or this?
That one down there. So int main, and then int arg, argc, all that stuff. Why do we put all there when void would also work?
So we are getting you used to this. So you could do void. Actually, we can talk about that right now. It's actually, it will be the next thing. So int means this function that I'm creating, it's going to return an integer value. If I say void, it means it doesn't return anything. There's no return. I don't want to return anything. Right? Actually, the Arduino IDE is C, and the main is void. Right? If you remember, it's void main. Why do you have these other things here? It's because in the future, so like what do we say that we're gonna do with C? We said we're gonna get information or data or whatever you wanna call, send through a filter to be analyzed. And the filter is going to be written in C. And then we're going to see what comes out. It could be anything. That's one of the things we're going to do. So like to actually be able to bring anything in, we have to have arguments. So whatever you want to set in, I don't know what it is, but I bet that there is arguments that are integer, and I bet that there are arguments that are characters. So we're free to receive anything. Santos?
Yeah, so in the stdio file, how were you able to narrow it down to the exact printf that you needed for that?
So like I can go back. So like what I used, let me clear. So like let me see if like I answered the previous question. Did you get it? Like why we're using this? We don't need this right now. We could certainly do void, nothing here. But the thing is, 1 week from now we're gonna start using those. So like we want it to get in your head, and like as soon as I say, pull a piece of paper down and write the first line, or like the first lines that we use to do this. You would know by heart, you know. So we're just trying to hammer it in there. So now for Santos, like what I used was this. When I cat, so this one, I cat the library. So the library is a bunch of text. Cat means sent to the screen, right? And then I got all these lines there. And then grep, so I pipe it to grep, and grep is give me the line that has this on it. So I actually grabbed just print without the space before, and there was only one line that had printf. The other line has sprintf, fprintf, so there's a bunch of other ones.
So you have to put the quotations.
So I put quotations just so like I could tell that it started with a space. Because then, or like you guys had like regular expressions from last semester. That's a little bit more complicated to try to recall like regular expressions, but you guys are gonna use it again. So don't erase that from your brain. So I could do, let's see if I remember right. I could do this. Could I? No, not that. Because that's the beginning of the. No, that's the beginning of the. So like, there's a different way of actually telling that this. There's one that says like a one or more of that one thing. Oh, but then like it would be more. So like there should be a regular expression that I'll have another symbol here that would actually say I have one space before. So like that's the line that I'm looking for. One space before. So like because I couldn't remember, I just put like quotations there and I put a space there. So that's what I'm looking for. There's a space there. Right. And you guys are fine. You can raise your hand and we're gonna stop and go over. Elias?
What does extern mean?
Oh, I don't know. Like that. So like this is actually something that the computer already knows. So that was the definition that was inside of the library. So I did, and this is something that's actually interesting. And it goes into like you can go into the same understanding to ChatGPT like someday if you go so deep, we are gonna like you could learn exactly what it is and write your own everything and not have any libraries. But for now, we're just good at stealing people's stuff, you know. and I don't think anybody would say you shouldn't do this. Like if you actually end up putting it all together yourself, but like let's say, oh, I have this code, but like you know. I was reading all these different codes and I understood, and like I took a piece from here, a piece from there, a piece from here. It's just like you can go to the store and buy a bunch of different boats and build your own thing, and nobody's gonna say, haha, but you didn't design the boat, you know. It's a basic piece, you know. So like I don't think we're ever gonna be stealing stuff from inside of a library, but actually what happened here not a long ago. So like the guys that designed that 3D printer that's sitting on in the machine shop, there's an SLS 3D printer that the mechanical engineers designed. So I don't know if you guys know how the SLS 3D printer works. It's like there's a laser that shines on a powder or on a resin, and then it hardens, and then you put another layer, and then you shine the laser again. So technically, you want the laser to be fast, you know, but like you're going X and Y with the laser like this. So like one of the symbols was like a Nike symbol that they did. And then if we left the libraries that we needed in there, it was like this. And they were like, come on. It's like, no, we have to make it faster. So then we tried to buy a faster IC, a faster this, a faster that. And so, you know, there's no way. We are going to have to actually go in there and fix it, the inside of the... So like we went in there, and inside of the library, it was like are you using this chip? 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 Because like every chip would be like a different initial configuration. And then we chose all the chips that we knew that were not, and we deleted them all. And then we found like, okay, this one says like faster and slower, change to 0 and 1. Okay, let's change this. So like we were actually going inside. Well, we saved the library with a different name, but like we went inside of the library and we had to change the stuff. Otherwise, like it would be like, which is not like a printer should do. Like right now. If you see it, it goes like pretty much like instantaneous, and it goes like shh. and then it finishes. It's like maybe like a second. It already does everything to actually do the Nike symbol, and it does like the UMary symbol too. There's a file there to do the UMary logo. Good. All right. So let's see where I was. Are you good, Joseph?
Yeah, good.
New line character, printf. All right, so I say, if I want to do, to be able to learn fast, we have to be able to do something at least. Imagine you go to Japan and you say, people tell me that if I go to a different country, I learn things fast. If you go there knowing zero, you're not going to learn anything. The barrier is too big for it to start, so you have to know at least a little bit. So say, to learn this is actually the same thing. So if I know at least a little bit, I can already start exercising. So I said okay, let's look inside of my, so I'm gonna come here, and what I'm gonna type, Joseph, to go back?
There?
Yeah. Undo?
Oh, you.
See? And this one, how do I delete the one line?
Delete.
You guys are awesome. And now I have to, let's see. I have to do that.
Exclamation G.
I don't know why he's doing that to me. Okay. Oh, it might be the Kazam. All right. Good. So now, so I said stdio. Okay, so let's go in here and say what functions are in stdio.h. Good. Oof. Yeah, that guy is gonna say do you wanna pay me money? I have a course in this. All right, so see, no, not interesting. All right, printf, scanf, fprintf, fscanf, reprintf. So from all this, temp name, temp file, rename, remove. Those are interesting. Get C, gets. So say we can actually read something, because when you can read, that's interesting. So say what if I do I'm gonna come back here. So this actually is not on your handout. It's just me trying to mess up with you guys. So I'm gonna try to do okay, what if I do scan. Is this scan what? How many years of experience do you have? I don't want to talk to you. Scanf. Oh, I want to use scanf. Scan F. All right, but I don't know how to use it. So what do you do when you don't know how to use it? Simple code using. I've never used it ChatGPT. Where it is? Is it on the internet, or do you have to download it?
It's just chat.openai.com. Chat.openai.com.
Chat.openai.com. It is?
Yes, sorry.
You need to give it all your personal information.
Oh, you have to log in now?
Yeah.
It goes straight to China.
You laugh, but
Yeah. You know what's something interesting? We're gonna run out of time, but all the 3D printers that you buy right now, I actually tried to, so you can actually print from home, you can just put on this on the server. So the printers that some printers, they have that like mandatory that you actually have to upload to their server, and their server are not even in the United States. So like you have to create like a bridge between your computer and this server in China or Russia or whatever, so you can actually use this online like a cloud service to print on your printer, which I don't appreciate. So then like I bought the older version of it, so like that's not required yet, but like just like have an eye for that if you guys decide to buy your own 3D printer. So like I scan. So I said simple code using scanf. But it has to be simple because I know nothing. Let's see. I think did I write anything down? No, I did not. So I'm gonna have to. I really have to. Okay. C input output. Printf. That's what we did that. Printf. All right. Printf. One is scanf. Printf. Oh. F. Scan. F. Oh, now it's scanf. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do, instead of hello world, I'm gonna write gonna try to make my life as easier as possible for this game. This is gonna be please, as I'm polite, type a number between an integer number, because it's not any number between 0 and 9. I think that's the easiest that I can get. So like it's gonna be between 0 and 9, and now we are gonna get, let's see, scanf. Let's go just copy this thing. Control C, Control Shift V, and then I'm gonna do escape I P U typed. I'm gonna make this smaller a little bit, just so you can see both at the same time. I broke it right there, so everybody can see it. You typed %d, comma, test integer. Oh no, there's no. I broke it again. All right. So what is this gonna do? Anybody? It's easy enough. I think it's pretty straightforward. Tobias?
You enter a digit, it puts it in a variable, and then it says you typed that digit.
Yeah. For one digit, right?
Except it should give you an error because you didn't define your variable.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. That's good. You guys already ran it, right? So that's why you need to know. All right, so I'm gonna write. So now my hello is gonna be this thing. So what I'm gonna do is that it's instead of writing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do W, and I'm gonna put another name on it because I changed it. So like it's gonna be test1.c. All right. So now I have a new file here. It's called test1.c. I have to do a GCC test1.c, and then dash o, and then test1 error. He doesn't know what that is. So the website was lying to me. Yeah, and he wants money. How come? Oh, it's a different one. Let's see. Ha. I don't want that. Oh, it's because up here there's this one. I didn't copy that line, right? Thank you. Control C. And the good thing about programming is that, like, if you keep saving and doing your stuff, like, and you can break it and it's fine. Like, you can still, like, keep trying. You know, Control Shift V. So now the only thing is, like, now you think, as I did like a W and a different name, and you saved it as a different name, the window still have the name hello.c. So like if I just do W, it's gonna go and overwrite my hello.c. So I'm gonna do escape W again, and then I have to type what was like a test1.c. Oh, yeah, he doesn't like it. So he says, file already exists. Do you want to override it? Yes, I want to override it. So like W, all right. Test1.c. All right, you're right. Now it doesn't give me an error because now I define it by variable as being an integer. It's an integer. I want to read an integer. See? Oh, it's good. So now let's run it and see what it does. So the name is test. I have to do dot test1. Please type an integer number between 0 and 9. 7. You type it 7 and didn't skip a line. Okay. Was everybody able to do this? So this doesn't belong to the thing. So like if you wanna do it, like we can guide you. So this was something different. But like the idea is, now that I can read something, it makes something more like it's a little bit more interesting than just like spitting out, right? Now I can make, so like I was like, we should make a game, you know? I know we're all about making games. You know, last time that I played a video game, I was telling the students, I think it was in 2002. It was a long time ago. But I played a lot of it, so that's why I never played again. So so I thought, you know, it's very easy to write a game that's like I have a random number generator that generates a number between 0 and 9, and then I have to try to guess the number between 0 and 9, and then it tells me if I got it right or wrong. It should be very straightforward, right? So the only extra thing that we need to know here is how to generate a random number and how to compare things, right? We're not gonna have enough time to do this today, but like we might be able to do it like next class. But like we're gonna try to continue. Next class, as you already have the handout, please don't forget our handout. We're gonna talk about these variable types. We already talked about void like earlier today, but we're gonna talk about it again. We're gonna type a lot like this. We're gonna try to cover this. And at the end, we have conditionals. That means I'm comparing stuff and trying to do something else, like make decisions. So it's not very far for us to actually write our first game if we just do like okay, let's start from the basic, right? You know, like let's try to generate like a random number and then try to guess the number, and then so like we have comparison, we have some other things that we have to add, like maybe a couple extra libraries that we have to add, but like we're gonna try to write something that's really simple. So like you guys can read line by line and understand, because ultimately, if there's a line that you don't know, that's gonna hunt you forever. You know, the error is gonna be there when there's a bug. You know, you have to know every single line what it does. All right. Thank you guys very much, and if you guys have anything to say, you guys can contact me. If you guys have questions, you can come and see me some other time. I don't have a specific office hours, but like as you all know, I'm always here running around. So like you guys can just pull me over and say, you know, like I want to talk to you about this thing, and then we can just go and talk. All right, thank you. Yes, we do have it there. I can help you. Let me just like
Thank you.